So, welcome to the final episode of Nekomonogatari Shiro, or Nekomonogatari White. So, in the previous episode, there were so many things happening, but most importantly, we met a new character who is somehow related to Tsuruga, right? Izuko? Is it Izuko, Gaen? I think it's Izuko. Yeah, so she seems very interesting. She absolutely, she showed like a huge discrepancy between her and Hanekawa, even though they seem similar in like their in some of the things that they say. The confidence levels are just off the charts. She just seemed like a perfect version of Hanekawa, right? Whereas Hanekawa looked even more imperfect when she showed up. It was absolutely fantastic seeing her say, you know what? I know everything. There's nothing that I don't know. And meanwhile, of course, we know Hanekawa's catchphrase of "I only know what I know. I don't know everything," right? And that catchphrase up until this moment was really cool. It was like really quirky, really it seemed a bit cocky at times. But this puts it into perspective. It was just very it just showed how little confidence she has, right? Because she isn't confident she knows everything, and she doesn't know everything. So when someone this confident shows up, it shows a discrepancy, and it was fun to see. Also, we saw Episode. He's just fantastic character, man. He's just so fun. Every time he's on screen, he's like really fun. He said he's 6 years old, which is interesting. That was unexpected. Also, another thing is I remember mentioning I was like, why don't you get any headaches anymore? And you guys did remind me that I saw a comment reminding me that the headaches happened only because, not because of the Sawari Neko, but because my boy Mime put a bell in Hanekawa, and that bell were the headaches, so that he would know whenever Sawari Neko was about to emerge, right? And now that he's gone, the bell is also gone. So that's why there's no more headaches there. And I remember him saying that, but I forgot it in the moment. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. And now, of course, the Envy Tiger has arisen. So we know that it's probably drawn, or like it's probably here because of Hanekawa's envy. Her envy of what exactly? Is it purely Araragi? Is it the family? Maybe Araragi's family? I'm guessing it's not family because there's no clear trigger for that then. But I guess we'll see how this arc concludes and how we're gonna go on to the next one, which is gonna be about Araragi, I'm guessing. I think it's Bakemonogatari. So yeah, it's gonna be really fun seeing this arc come to a close, but let's see it, I guess. Let's see it. So if you wanna watch this uncut and unblurred, it's gonna be on my Patreon, which is down in the description. And without further ado, let's go into Nekomonogatari Shiro, episode 5. '61. Oh yeah, that's it. Yo! Big! Finally! All of this time, we've been having trouble with her not wanting to ask for help, not wanting help, because she just wanted to not run away, but look away. She was like, if you ask for help, that means you want to deal with something, right? You want something to change. But she never wanted anything to change. She wanted just to look away, right? That was her problem. Finally. It feels like we're actually gonna be dealing with the Saori Neko. Like, permanently. Oh, the lyrics! Yo, the lyrics though. Wait. Oh, those were. I feel like. I mean, obviously, there's no way that I could have connected all of the lyrics. The previous episode definitely puts the lyrics into more of perspective. Realizing I never knew everything, and it finally time to awaken from my slumber, even if it means that our future isn't together, right? Oh, because obviously, that's gonna be the envy coming into play, right? Her wanting to be with Araragi, but realizing that she could never be with Araragi. Also, of course, her being put in her place by Gaen, saying that you don't know anything. Oh, that's cool. History Tiger. Yeah, it's envy. Yes. Stress and envy. Okay, yes, tell me about it. Thank you. And that's why the history tiger or his envy, the envy. Oh yeah, it is the history tiger. It burned down the house because she was envious of something happening in this house. And then, if we think of the crime school, why was she so envious of the crime school that it burned it down? Is it because of Araragi, Shinobu? I don't think so. I'm sure there's something with, maybe it's because it's where Senjogahara and Araragi first like made a deep connection, maybe. And it was that envy that burnt it down. But then also I would guess that Araragi's house would be burnt down if she were envious of the family, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. This is me trying to theorize. Also, how very Hanekawa is it? It's so typical of her to just burn down everything that makes her, that she doesn't like, that she doesn't want to admit, right? Where she wants to just look away from something. How typical is it of her to just burn it down? That's why I feel like it's so big for her to ask for help here, because her asking for help is the thing that she was envious about when it first started, right? She was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna burn it all down. I don't want to see those two helping each other. and being a family, right? Because that makes me envious. That makes me feel horrible. So I'm just gonna burn it down. I'm not gonna do anything about it. I'm not gonna actually go out of my way to, I don't know, maybe feel like make that kind of connection with anyone else. I'm just gonna burn it all. I'm just gonna run away. Right? How Eric Hanekawa, but now she actually asked for help as well. That's crazy. Crazy. I think he'll be happy. I don't think there's anyone. Yeah. If you actually have if you have someone who's actually your friend, or if you are a friend to someone, I don't think there's in any way, shape, or form that person wouldn't be relieved hearing that you ask them for help, or that you rely on them, right? I feel like relying on someone just shows that you trust that person, right? And I feel like it's in no way, shape, or form a negative thing, but I can see why she would think that way, right? That's her entire life. It's just been this script of being perfect, being blank, someone who is just exists, right? Who has this perfect existence without any flaws, without asking anyone for anything and stuff like that. I can see why she thinks that way, but speaking of it realistically, obviously there's not gonna be, if someone's actually your friend, they're gonna be, I mean, I feel like it's reassuring that you feel close enough to ask someone for their help, right? Yep. Whoa. Oh, did that say where? I think that said where. I thought it said something else. Yep. It's family. That's what she said, pet cat, not a stray one.
強くて硬くて怖くて脆いあの真っ白な姉に純白で潔白で白くて白々しい我が輩とは似ても似つかない美しい姉。本当に美しかった。あの美しさ白さを支えているのが我が輩だと思うと誇らしい。だがそれもどうでもいい。全てのものを燃やさなければならない。我が輩の内側では何もかもが妬ましい。父も母も友人も後輩も妬ましい。いなくなってしまえばいい。なくなってしまえばいい。苦しめばいい。悲しめばいい。我が輩のように泣けばいい。さあ、では今宵は何を燃やそうか。我が輩の炎に何をくべようか。差し当たって次はこの建物か。なるほど。一軒家やビルディングを燃やすよりはどうやら手軽そうだ。まあ手軽であろうと手軽であろうと同じこと。
No.
目標が定まれば躊躇する意味はない。
No.
何もかも同じこと。何でもは知らないが何でも燃える。
にゃん。
Oh, what a scene.
迎えに来たぜ。一緒に帰ろう。
どけ。我が輩はそこのそれを燃やす。お前は邪魔だ。
そんにゃことをご主人は望んでいにゃいにゃ。
その女が望んでいようと望んでいまいと我が輩の知ったことではない。その女をご主人と呼ぶのはお前の勝手だが、我が輩にとってはその女は何でもない。ただの発火衝動の源でしかない。
にゃんでもにゃいはにゃいだろう、トラ。俺たちの生みの親だぜ。
生みの親？それこそくだらない。生みの親のくだらなさを誰よりも知っているのがその女なのではないか。
ああ、そうかもにゃ。だからこそご主人は俺たちを娘ではにゃく。
Okay, so he was talking about, or this tiger was talking about Hanekawa.
よくわからんが燃えるらしいぜ。人間野郎に教えてもらったとこによると。にゃはは。
You're...
萌えキャラのお前にはそれこそふさわしい称号にゃのかもしれにゃいにゃ。
称号などに興味はない。我が輩は燃やしたいものを燃やすだけの自然現象。自動機械のようなものだ。我が輩は燃えたりしない。
そっか。おいトラ。
なんだ猫。
最初にはっきりさせておくが、個人的に俺はお前のこれまでの所業をどうこう言うつもりはにゃいにゃ。家を燃やしたことも罪として責めるつもりはにゃい。放火罪にゃんってものは人間の理屈だからにゃ。
そうだろ。ならば。
だけど言ったはずだにゃ。ご主人に害をにゃすことがあれば俺がお前を許さにゃいと。
おかしなことを言う。我が輩はそんな女はどうでもいいが、故に害をなすつもりなどみじんもないが、しかしそもそもそこのアパートを燃やしたいという気持ちは他ならぬお前のご主人から流れてきた気持ちだぞ。
その嫉妬を我慢しようとした気持ちだって真実にゃんだ。トラ、お前はそっちを無視している。
くどい。我慢した結果、その女は我が輩という怪異を生み出したのだろう。ならば自業自得だ。我が輩の炎はそんな事情を忖度しない。燃やすだけだ。すべてを洗い流すよう。
I feel like...
水に流すよう。
I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory when it comes to oddities, I feel like. But a lot of the things that the oddities say are like, oh yeah, you want to do that. Or like the person, my master, I guess, the person who I'm born from, it's their feelings that I'm acting upon. But I feel like a lot of the things that they're saying is more so not necessarily a feeling of theirs, it's more so like a intrusive thought of theirs, right? Intrusive thought that is born from those feelings. And I feel like everyone has like an intrusive thought that maybe like born from like a bad place, or like not a bad place, but like a bad feeling that you have, a bad mood or something. But it's not like you want to act upon those thoughts, right? But I feel like these oddities make use of those intrusive thoughts and like, oh yeah, they definitely thought about this. They definitely want to do this. So I'm gonna do it instead of them, right? Because they genuinely want to do it. And it's like, no, just because you thought about it doesn't mean you want to do it. That's why it's an intrusive thought, right? I feel like it's capitalizing on that idea a lot.
まあ怪異としてはお前の方が正しいにゃ。お前が今燃やそうとしているアパートに住んでるのはご主人の友達にゃんだ。こんにゃ時間だから今までの2件みたいにたまたま無人ちゅうこともにゃいだろう。あの女が死んだらご主人はきっとにゃくにゃ。それはにゃんとしても防がにゃければにゃらにゃい。
保証するよ。それはない。その女は泣かない。泣きたい時は泣きたい心を切り離す。嫌な時は嫌な心を切り離す。そうやって18年間生きてきた。我が輩やお前を産みながら。
But I feel like she's trying to change.
これからもずっとそうやって生きていく。
No, she's trying to change. She asked for help.
大量に産みながら。自分だけは真っ白で綺麗だ。
Oh.
誰も憎むことなく、誰も恨むことなく、皆に優しく、皆を愛して。
Okay. You guys said that it's fine that if I pause a lot that you guys like it. I'm just gonna pause a lot. I'm gonna try not to pause every half a minute though. So yeah, one thing that's really interesting is the way that they are talking about this. It's as if, because you know how Hanekawa's life is just like a linear line, and whenever it starts to sprout like a little bit of a I don't know, something that shouldn't be there, she just cuts it off so that it remains a linear line, right? If you imagine just a life and then every single small defect or feeling that you might feel starts sprouting, it's like a tree, right? She just cuts it off, and those feelings then become an oddity, right? Or at least they can become an oddity. I don't know if she's ever made an oddity before that, before the Sawari Neko, because the way that they're talking about it seems like it's definitely possible, because Tiger said that she's done it many times before. But now I feel like she's finally accepting the fact that maybe she can keep that something that growth sprout, and turns it into something that actually makes her a more interesting person, or like not interesting person, but like just makes her life better, even if it is scary. It's kind of like I recently talked a bit more in depth about it when I was watching Evangelion, like yesterday, I think. I talked about it because Shinji is kind of similar in some sorts. Whereas he's like a completely blank slate, right? But I'm not gonna go into Evangelion now. But yeah, I feel like it's actually there's quite some similarities. But yeah, it's really interesting how they're talking about this.
そしてそれを俺はいいにゃ。
Damn.
これは俺じゃにゃいな。俺じゃないな。私だ。私は羽川翼は否定する。
俺じゃない私だ。
こんなことはもう終わりにするって私は決めたんだ。誰かを憎むことになると思う。これまでみたいにみんなに優しくできなくなって、みんなを愛することもできなくなる。嫌われるだろうし、嫌がられもするだろう。怒りっぽくなって人を許せなくなるでしょうね。頭が悪くなるかもしれない。笑えなくなるかもしれない。メソメソ泣くかもしれない。でもそれでいい。それでいいんだ。私は本物じゃなくって人物でありたい。美しくなくっていい。白くなんてなくっていい。私はあなたたちと一緒に汚れたい。帰っておいで。もう門限だよ。一緒にご飯を食べようよ。
Ooh. Energy drain. Ooh, this is reminding me a lot of the last episode of Evangelion.
ならばなぜ無 をする。
だってご主人からお願いされたんだ。よろしくお願いされちまったんだよ、お前のことを。それによろしくね、羽川さんのこと。よろしく。
Oh, what a scene! Oh!
弱い生き物だな。もう決着か。そんなものか、お前の恩義とやらは。まあよかろう。同じ女の腹から生まれたよしみだ。我が輩が手ずからお前を地獄まで引きずっていってやろう。
本当に嬉しかったんだけどにゃ。命がけで戦ってお前の放火を10秒遅らすのがやっとだったにゃって。自分の弱さが嫌ににゃるにゃ。
だから言っただろう。無理なのだ。無茶なのだ。無駄なのだ。
無理だったにゃ。無茶だったにゃ。無駄だったにゃ。そういえば結局言えなかったな。あんなに好きだったくせに、化け物になっちゃうくらい好きだったくせに、私一度も荒木くんに好きだって言えなかったな。無理だった。無茶だった。無駄だった。
そんなことはねえぞ、羽川。
What? Oddity Slayer?
その日本刀を俺は、私は知っている。その命は
Heartspan.
無理だったかもしれない。無茶だったかもしれない。でも無駄じゃなかった。お前が命がけで頑張ってこの虎の放火をたった10秒遅らせてくれなかったら、僕は間に合わなかった。そしたら僕はきっと泣いてたぜ。
Oh.
まるで100年ぶりに会った気が。
Same.
荒木くん、どうしてここに？
おいおい、バカなことを聞くなよ羽川。傷つくぜ。お前がピンチなんだ。
Oh.
駆けつけないわけがないだろうが。
よく言うよ。
痛い痛い痛い、熱い痛い、熱い熱い熱い熱い。おっと、ブラック羽川なのか今は。いや、そもそも羽川なのか。でも耳とか生えたままだし、白髪だし。
全部私だよ。
そっか。退治とかすんじゃねえんだろ。悪いけどもあの手紙勝手に読んじまったぜ。心当たりで急所を貫かれてるから長くは持たねえぞ。吸収するなら早くしな。
荒木くんはいいの？私が私でなくなってもいいの？
That's not how it works, Hanekawa.
バカなことを聞くなよ羽川。さっきお前も言ったじゃねえか。
Dude.
どうなろうと全部お前だよ。変わってもお前だ。
Yeah.
安心しろ。そこで変に甘やかしたりはしない。嫌な奴になったら嫌ってやる。悪いことしたら怒ってやる。恨まれたらかばってやる。頭が悪くなったらまあ僕が勉強を教えてやるし、泣いたら慰めてやる。
I feel like I could go on. I mean, I could go on a very similar rant than I went on yesterday. I don't know how many of you guys are watching my Evangelion reactions on Patreon, But I went on a really long rant in episode 26 yesterday that would have been so similar to the one that I'm thinking of right now. Hanekawa is very similar to how Shinji was in that episode specifically. And this episode definitely feels like all of the developments seem so similar to that. I don't know if it's just a coincidence or if Nishiishin took inspiration from it, but it definitely feels like it's so similar to episode 26 of Evangelion, though it's presented in a completely different way. But yeah, it was basically what Hanekawa was afraid of is that she's not gonna be herself anymore if she starts drawing on this blank canvas, right? That she's currently blank, but if she starts molding the canvas and drawing on it and adding personality to it, she's afraid that she's not gonna be herself anymore, right? It's scary, but also there's no such thing as like being yourself, right? Whatever you do, whenever you change, like obviously you should be changing as a person, right? That's normal. You should be changing. You should be almost unrecognizable within like a few years, right? Because you experiences are bound to change you. Well, like life is bound to change you. And you should be changing, you should be growing, right, as a person. So there's no such thing as like being like there's no such thing as, oh, this is not what I am, this is not me, right? Because everything that you do is what you decided to do, right? It's part of you, it's you. So it's part of your personality. And yeah, Hanekawa doesn't grasp that concept. She thinks that her herself is like this one linear line, that everything that sprouts off of it is no longer herself. But she doesn't realize that those things that sprout off of her are the branches of herself, are things that give her personality, things that give her individuality, right? So yeah, I mean, yeah, as I said, I went on a bit of a rant like this yesterday, so I don't want to repeat the same words. But yeah, that's the basic idea of it.
優しく撫でてほしかった。ねえ、荒木くん。私は荒木くん
She
が大
finally
好きだよ。
said it.
結婚を前提に私と付き合ってくれないかな。
Oof.
そっか。すっげえ嬉しい。でもごめん。僕今好きな子いるんだ。
だよね。知ってる。その子のこと、私より好き。ああ、振られちゃった。
Oh, don't do this. Ooh, don't do this. Yeah, they do look like tiger stripes. Ah, okay, smart.
借家はそんなに大きな家ではなかった。むしろこの辺りでは小ぶりな範疇に入りそうだ。だけど私は私の父親と呼ばれるべき人と私の母親と呼ばれるべき人に対してすでにはっきりと言っていた。お父さん、お母さん、私に部屋をください。私は生まれて初めて自分の部屋を得たのだった。
She's finally asking people.
手狭な思いをさせたくはなかった。まるっきり知らない家なんだけれど、どこか他人の家に忍び込んだというような気はしない。むしろ慣れ親しんだ家のようにさえ感じてしまう。玄関の鍵を自分で開けただけのことでそんな風に思えるものだろうか。 迷い牛。家族も家も見失った私が出会うにはふさわしい怪異だろう。5月にあの公園で迷いちゃんに会ったあの日から私はずっと迷子で、うろうろぐるぐるあちこちを回っていてさまよっていたのだろう。でもそのおかげで私はいっぱいの人間に会えた。いっぱいいっぱいいろんな家族を見た。いろんな私を見た。だから私は私になれた。過去の私も私なら未来の私も私である。私が私でない瞬間なんてないんだ。ならば明日はどんな私なのだろう。誰もが毎日当たり前みたいに口にする挨拶だけども、それは私にとっては生まれて初めての言葉だった。ただいま。
You motherfuckers.
カレンだぜ、月日。
Okay.
歌い合わせてファイヤーシスターズ。ファイヤーシスターズから私を聞いたら月日ちゃんしか残らねえぜ。そりゃそうだけど人を残骸みたい。予告編クイズ。ちょうちんあんこってメスに比べてオスがすっげえ小さい深海魚として有名なんだけど、
Really?
ちゃんとカレンちゃんみたいな感じけど、このオスすげえ怖いんだよ。メスにガブリと噛みついて、その噛みついた箇所から血管や肉を老化させていくんだ。そして最終的にはメスの体の一部になる。怖い。しかもメスの体のあちこちに何匹もそうやって同化したオスがいる。どうかしそうなほど怖い。次回歌舞伎物語第
Kabuki Monogatari.
迷い教師その1。
Mayoi
兄ちゃんが私たちに
Jiangxi?
来たらちょうちん不安校になる。
Jiangxi? Jiangxi. Jiangxi. Okay. Isn't that like a ghost? Like a traditional, like the Chinese ghost? Or zombie, maybe? Something like that, right? Isn't it the one that has like a talisman like here, and it's like, oh, and then like there's like an exorcist commanding it and stuff like that? I don't know. Anyways. Wow. Yeah. I can't believe I watched back-to-back, or not back-to-back, but like, yesterday I watched the ending of Evangelion, or like the final episode of Evangelion, and I'm watching this, which are so similar. That timing worked out so well. But yeah. Wow. What an incredible conclusion to this arc, man. One of my favorite episodes in the series, for sure. Yeah, this arc and this episode have been absolutely fantastic. The character development, or like not just development, but also the I don't want to say deconstruction. I feel like the word deconstruction has been overused so much in the anime community. But just the way that they broke down Hanekawa's character and they let us see the entire thing behind the curtains that was going on with her character when she looked so perfect, and then they were like, you know what? Look at this. She looks so perfect because that's the only thing that she is. She's only perfect. That's it. And yeah, then we got to see her character of she's empty, right? She's empty. She's blank. And then we were like, okay, let's build on that. It's a blank canvas, right? She's been making sure that everything that lands on the canvas, she just cuts off, right? And it just stays this empty canvas with one straight line. Everything else just cuts it off. And now she was like, you know what? Those things, those little sprouts can turn into a leaf, into a flower, into a branch. And those can add personality. Those can become pretty if you accept them and nurture them, right? And yeah, it's obviously it's scary to change. It's scary and it's painful to change, whether it's physical, whether it's mental. It's gonna be painful, right? And she's experiencing that. That's why she broke down and cried for the first time, right? Because she changed, and it sucks. It sucks to change. It sucks. But also, it's incredible to change, right? It's the worst and the best part of growing as a human is change, right? So yeah, she's experiencing that, and I have a feeling she's gonna be experiencing many times from here on out. What a wow. I did not expect to see Araragi, honestly. I thought that he was gonna be like this elusive character up until, I don't know if it's gonna be the next arc that we're gonna be seeing. Maybe they're gonna, I don't know, maybe they're gonna just blue ball us even further, but I have a feeling it's gonna be the next arc that we're gonna be seeing Araragi again. So it's gonna be Kabuki-Monogatari, which I'm guessing is, I think, is Kabuki, is that Turtle? Maybe? It might be Turtle. I could also be mixing it up. Maybe Turtle is something else. But yeah, Kabuki-Monogatari. That's gonna be interesting to see what that's all about. Who that's all about. If it's gonna be Araragi, is it gonna be someone else completely unrelated to that? Are we gonna be seeing? I wanna see the relation, or like what the deal is between Izuko and Suruga, right? Because we know that they're related. I think it's by their mother's side, right? By Suruga's mother's side was, or mother's last name was Gaen. So that's also one thing that's gonna be interesting. Oh yeah, actually they said it's about Mayoi, Hachikuji. So yeah, it's gonna be about Hachikuji. So I wonder if that's actually connected to Araragi or if it's gonna be separate from that. We'll see. We'll see. I'm excited to find out though. Yeah, as I said, absolutely incredible episode. And I'm gonna end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next arc, which is gonna be Kabuki-Monogatari. Peace.